President Trump announcing that phase 2 in the ceasefire agreement has begun, and he's putting pressure on Hamas to put down its arms.
They will disarm. And I spoke to Hamas, and I said, "You're going to disarm, right?" "Yes, sir, we're going to disarm." That's what they told me. They will disarm, or we will disarm them. Got it? Okay.
What is the deadline you're going to put on that? You say quickly, sir. Sir, you say quickly, but what is the deadline you're going to put on that before you take action?
A reasonable period of time, pretty quickly. A reasonable period of time.
And he was getting some well-earned praise for his historic peace efforts. Time magazine heralding Trump's triumph on its cover, but President Trump wasn't too happy about the photo they used. He said, quote, "Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair." Meanwhile, President Trump's critics are getting back into the groove of calling him an authoritarian leader.
You name it. The Trump administration has taken an unprecedented policy of extorting these institutions to toe the Trump political line, and that is the stuff of dictatorships.
He has definitely decided he's going to use the power of the federal government to attack American cities and the people who live there.
In a country that is losing its democracy, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Complain? Yes.
Every authoritarian leader has had his grim reaper.
Okay, let's go. Let's start with this. Harold, I kind of liked the photograph. I thought it was flattering of President Trump, and you liked it too?
I did. If
Are you
they
in
ever,
agreement?
I'm in agreement with you. If they ever decide to put me on the cover of Time, you can disappear my hair as long as you say.
You were on the cover of Newsweek, weren't you?
I was, and they had my hair.
Yeah.
I'd say a couple of things. First, the president deserves an incredible amount of credit here. I think listening to him today, if not all the credit, you read the piece there, the former Prime Minister, Mr. Barack, saying that President Trump was the leader that Israel needed. But here we are now in this second phase. I thought the most newsworthy thing from this press conference, which was overshadowed by a number of things. The Argentinian leader was there, and there were questions about the $20 billion, the line of credit, whether or not we would go forward with it if he is not successful, he being the Argentinian leader in their midterm elections here shortly. And when the president said, we will disarm Hamas if they don't disarm, I mean, I chalk that up as the president just sort of being the president and talking the way that he talks and making it clear that we are firmly behind an effort to disarm them. Two, the questions around whether or not we'll have a two-state solution, and where we are there. I thought the president handled that well, so we've got to get through these phases here. And I think it's important that Democrats and even Republicans and certainly Democrats give him a little space here. This accomplishment by the president not only should be applauded, but we should be trying to figure out ways to help him, which helping him helps us, helps the United States. Having said that, the president should not think, nor should anyone believe, that all politics is now on hold, that people have to agree with the president on everything that he's done. I'm saying what I believe the president's doing here is the right thing. Give him the space to get this done. But when it comes to other issues, domestic issues, people are going to have their disagreements with him. And guess what? That's American politics and always has been.
It is weird for some of these leaders, Lawrence, that they can't read the room because
Thank you.
President Trump delivered the piece. There was very little help from the European partners, very little support from the experts, nothing from the UN, nothing from the UN. If the UN was in charge of this, it had gone on for another 10 years.
So a couple things. If you failed at achieving peace, okay, we don't need your weigh in on this. You failed. It's like the person that loses a game and then wants to coach the person to a successful championship. Really, it's not needed. Number two, the Hitler talk has to stop. I mean, the Israelis, the Jewish state gave him the highest honor. The Hitler debate is gone now. It's over. The Jews have decided. They've decided. Their country have decided. The Jewish state has said he's the best president in American history. We're giving him the highest honor ever. Okay, and then the third thing. I'm not saying Democrats can't disagree with the president on policy here back at home, but don't make an inconsistent argument. You can't say on one hand he has just achieved decades-long peace with people that can't come together and say he's not willing to work with Congress. That just doesn't make sense. You can't say he's a radical, he's a person that was trying to get people from being blown up and getting beat to death and all that, and he wants the cops to come in the middle of the street and beat people at home. It's inconsistent. And I just think you lose credibility when the president, because of his action, has commanded the world stage and everybody's watching. American, and everybody's celebrating. Even the people, the leaders, the French, the UK that tried to sabotage the deal, all came to a heel. Canada, too.
And all the people that we showed that were dissing the president, Greg, they were part of the Free Palestine Now.
Yeah.
They wanted the ceasefire.
I mean, when you look, it's pretty obvious. The politicians that are saying authoritarian, it's a surrender. This is not real. They know it's not real. They have nothing left. This is like a guy on his sofa, watched his team lose, and just throwing the beer can at the TV. No one on the other side of the screen can feel it, but it's your way of getting it out. Nothing sticks anymore. But do you honestly think when they call somebody an authoritarian, it sticks? Nobody is it's white noise. Okay. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. You keep talking. As for, do we have Harold's when he was on Newsweek? Look at that, huh? Yeah, not your daddy's Democrat. So anyway, about Trump being on the cover of Time. Trump was always like a 2-hour drive to an hour at the beach. You know, it's like it's going to cost a lot, but when you get to the beach, it's awesome. But the reason why the drive took so long is because his opponents concentrated on making that drive miserable instead of creating an alternative path. Instead of saying, hey, maybe we can get to that beach too, and we can make a better life for you. No, if you choose the Trump path, we're going to call you Hitler. We're going to call you Nazis and authoritarians, and we're going to make sure you pay. But you know what? It's like what I mentioned before about Scott. People still stuck to the path, and they drove all the way to the beach. And now yesterday, you saw the fruits of being at that beach. I do think for a lot of these people, not the politicians, but the people that hate Trump so much, it is the Trump derangement is the scaffolding for their ego. And if that thing starts crumbling, it's going to be a disaster. So you got to let them down slowly. You got to because over time, they're going to realize everything that they were told, the entire narrative was wrong, dead wrong. What are they going to do?
And a quick last word.
Yeah, all I will say is I don't know many authoritarian leaders who won 312 electoral votes, the popular vote, shifted Black, Latino, and young voters by double digits, and outright won the popular vote.
She can wrap it up. I love it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.